Exercise is a commitment, not a convenience. So I applaud you for taking the time today to invest in yourself.
Hey Orange Nation, it's Coach Hope here to get you started with our 5-minute dynamic warm-up. We've got 5 moves that we're going to execute for 60 seconds apiece. Let's get started. We've got our standing full body rotation. One arm's going to go out in front, and as we turn to the side, we're pivoting up to the ball of your back foot. Spending 30 seconds in each arm. Next exercise is our lateral shift to punch. Feet are going to open up wider than hip width. As we shift our weight to one heel, we're going to punch with the opposite arm and alternate side to side. Reduce the range of motion if needed. Our third exercise is going to be our reverse lunge to torso rotation. Rotating across the front foot, and as we step back, our knee goes directly beneath the glutes, keeping our spine lifted. Our next exercise is going to be our squat to overhead reach. As we squat down, we're putting the weight in the heels and outside of the feet, and then lifting through the arms and keeping our core strong through that stand. Final exercise is going to be our seal jack, where we start with hands and feet together, and as we explode out, we're going to get that heart rate up with a fast tempo. Option is to open up one side at a time. Let's get started. 60 seconds with each exercise.
I can feel it burning through like fire. Yeah, I can feel it burning through like fire. I think when the world goes by, don't you think for a second like I will be crying? 'Cause I swear that I'll be fine, will without you. Fight can easily die. Yes, I swear that it'll rise. Will without you. Raise this banner like a fire. Today, boys, I don't think I will keep quiet. 'Cause I will be fine. Will without you. I can feel it burning through like fire. Yeah, I can feel it burning through like fire. I can feel it burning through like fire. Yeah, I can feel it burning through like fire. I was all caught up for a while, running circles around my own head. Too bad I was acting like a child. I'd rather act like the woman I am. You don't know I could do anything. You don't know where I could go. You don't know I could do anything. You don't know I woke up feeling brand new. Nice to meet you. Don't tell me what I can't do. I'll get it done. Woke up feeling brand new. It's nice to meet you. I bet it's nice to meet me too. Took a while for me to don't know I could do anything. You don't know where I could go. You don't know I could do anything. You don't know. I woke up feeling brand new. Nice to meet you. Don't tell me what I can't do, I'll get it done. Woke up feeling brand new. It's nice to meet you. I bet it's nice to meet me too. How come it took so long to see that if I want something different, it's up to me. Woke up feeling brand new. Nice to meet you. Don't tell me what I can't do, I'll get it done. Woke up feeling brand new. It's nice to meet you. I bet it's nice to meet me too.
Get ready to embrace the uncomfortable. That is where the magic happens.
All right, guys, time for block number 1. 4 minutes of work. We have 2 exercises. It's your first run row style block. So one exercise is going to mimic the treads, the other is going to mimic the rowers, and it's going to get your heart rate elevated just like those run row blocks I know you're missing in the studio. So let's get started with a broad jump to a shuffle. Feet or hip width distance apart. You're sending your hips back. Take a powerful jump forward, land soft, and then take 4 quick steps back. So again, jump forward, land soft, take some quick steps back. If you need an option, step forward, send your hips, and then step it back. That one's gonna get your heart rate elevated like the treadmills in that run row block. Next exercise, this is gonna mimic the rower. So good morning to tricep kick back. You're gonna grab your lighter objects or weights. I have these bottles of water. So feet are hip width distance apart. You wanna soften your knees. You're gonna hinge all the way forward, back stays flat. Press your weights out, squeeze your triceps. Pull those weights back in with control, and then come to a stand. So again, hinging forward, press your weights out, squeeze your triceps, and then bring them in, come to a stand. Option, you can lower your weights, or you can lose them for that one. 15 seconds of rest between each move. We're gonna go through 4 rounds of those moves. Let's see what you got, guys.
If you want momentum, you'll have to create it for yourself right now by getting up and getting started. Let's get some work done. What's up, squad? Coach Dex coming at you guys out of Newport News in coastal Virginia. I've got an 8-minute block for you guys, 7 exercises long. For the first 6 moves, all at 6 repetitions, you'll need 2 medium to heavy weights and the mental toughness to not put these bad boys down until after that last repetition. From there, 1 core move for 12 reps, and then we'll start from the top. First exercise is your ISO sumo squat to front raise. We're gonna go ahead and get into your ISO sumo stance. That means legs wider than your shoulders, toes pointed slightly out, hips go back and down as you keep your chest up, shoulders back and down, and you're holding that bottom sumo position as you bring those weights up to shoulder height and back down out in front of you. As your option, don't get quite as low on that sumo squat. From there, we've got an ISO lunge to lateral raise. On this one, feet about shoulder width apart. You're gonna stay on your railroad track so your feet stay shoulder width apart as you step back into your lunge. Right foot in front, leg goes back and down, and you're hovering just above the ground, holding that position as you fly out to the side and back down under control for your 6 repetitions. As your option, keep that back leg a little more straight to make that ISO lunge more manageable. From there, switch legs. We're going into your ISO lunge to bicep curl. So this time, left leg in front, back knee goes down, and again for 6 repetitions, you're curling those weights up to your shoulders and back down under control. As your option again, not quite as low into that ISO lunge. Next up, we have a hip hinge high row. Feet about shoulder width apart, you're pushing your hips back as you lead with a proud chest, keeping that flat back as you get lower to the ground. Make sure your palms are facing back towards the front of your thighs, and you're rolling your elbows back to your torso and back down under control. Elbows back and back down under control. As your option, not quite as aggressive on that hip hinge position. From there, back to an ISO squat, regular squat stance this time, and it's gonna be your ISO squat to front press. So bring those weights up to your shoulders, hips go back as you lower yourself into your squat, press out, and bring it back in. Press out, bring it back in for 6 reps as your option, not quite as low into that ISO squat position. One more move, team, your neutral full thruster. You're holding that same squat position, weights at your shoulders still, hips go back and down into that squat, accelerate out of the bottom of your squat, using that power from your leg drive to drive that weight above your head. As your option, reduce the range of motion on that squat, and then separately go into your overhead press. You can finally put those weights down, team. We're going into the core. It's gonna be your seated knee tuck. So sit back, hands at your side. You're gonna lean back, tuck that pelvis, and then pull your knees into your chest. From here, extend out and squeeze back in. Extend out and squeeze back in. As your option, leave your feet on the ground, lean back, and then one at a time, work on pulling your knees into your chest. 8 minutes on the clock, team. Let's get after it.
We didn't make it this far to only make it this far. Get ready for run row block number 3.
All right, squad, let's get started with block 3. This is going to be run row style. We've got 2 exercises that we're going to execute for 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. We'll go through a total of 4 rounds for that 8-minute block. Our first move is going to be our run component. It's a 3-step lateral sprint. Starting with one knee up at 90 degrees, we're going to get the arms in motion with this. Taking 3 steps to the side, holding, and then 3 steps back. Option is your standard march. Next exercise we're going to execute is our deadlift to low row. Grabbing a medium to heavy set of weights, we're going to hinge at the hips, keeping the shoulders pulling backward. Our spine is straight and we drive the elbows up at the bottom of that move, coming to the full stand at the end. We're looking for a nice tight core and a slow tempo. These exercises, we're going to be going through 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest for a total of 4 rounds. Let's get started.
Grit is having the courage to push through no matter what obstacle stands in your way.
All right, guys, block number 4. It's all about the core. We got 4 minutes of work, 3 exercises. We're gonna start by dropping it down to the ground for a static crunch with over-under. So onto your back, hands by your ears. Lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Lower body lifts off the ground. Bring one foot on top of the other. Lower back stays glued into the ground. Option, just put a bend to your knees. You got 20 total. Then it's gonna be a back extension to a lat pull. So onto your stomach this time. Toes can be grounded. You're gonna start with your arms extended out long. Lift your upper body off the ground. Bring your elbows towards your rib cage. Squeeze your shoulder blades and then extend back out. So again, lift your chest up, elbows back, pause, and then slow and controlled extend back out. Option, limit your range of motion. You got 10 reps on that one. Then you're gonna stay exactly where you are for a swimmer. So arms and legs extend out long. One arm, opposite leg lift off the ground. Then you are switching sides. It's not as fast as you can go here. You're slow and controlled. Option again, limit your range of motion. Each time your hand hits the ground, guys, that's 1 rep. You're gonna have 20 total on that one. Trying to get through as many rounds as you can in that 4 minutes, at least 3. All right, let's do it.
Don't let them know it's taking apart. Don't let the silence swallow your eyes.
great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance. Stick with it, squad. All right, squad, we got 6 minutes on the clock this time. 2 exercises to go through for 4 rounds of 30 seconds of work, followed by 15 seconds of rest. Your first move, high knees. Chest up, shoulders back and down, belly button pulled in, slight pinch in the glutes. Draw one knee up towards your chest, and we're switching. Trying to stay quick and light on the feet, thinking high knees. As your option, we're marching it out. High knee, high knee, high knee. Try and choose an intensity that you can maintain for the entire 30 seconds. After that, 15 seconds of rest before we go into your sumo squat to upright row with power. So take a couple deep breaths during that rest and grab your weights. Feet wider than your shoulders, toes point slightly out. Weights right in between your legs. Keep that proud chest as you go hips back and down into that sumo squat, and then accelerate out of the bottom of that squat, using that power from your leg drive to help you pull that weight up to your shoulders. Or as your option, reduce the range of motion on your sumo squat and go into a separate upright row. Team, 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest for 4 rounds on those 2 moves. High intensity round. Let's burn it up.
Guys, you made it. Now take a second to soak in that feeling of accomplishment.
All right, guys, you did it. You crossed the finish line. But now it's time for our flexibility block. So we're going to start with a standing overhead reach. Soft bend in your knees. Compress your palms up over your head. Open up your chest and then send it to one side. Feeling the stretch down the opposite side of your body. You're going to hold it on one side for 20 seconds. And then make sure you switch sides, holding it for 20 seconds once again. After that, standing cross-body stretch. So again, soften your knees, bring your arm across your chest, roll your shoulder away from your ear. 20 seconds, and then switch sides. Next exercise, standing quad stretch. So grabbing one foot behind you, keep your knee right under your hips. 20 seconds, feeling that stretch down the front side of your leg, and then switch sides. Next one, guys, kneeling, reverse forearm stretch. So hands and knees, palms are gonna face your body. This might be enough right here, or you can send your hips back just a little bit. 20 total seconds for that one. Then it's the final stretch. It's your child's pose. So knees are wide, you're gonna drop your hips back, and then stretch your fingertips as far forward as you can. Head drops to the ground. Take some breaths here. You're holding that for 20 seconds, so maybe give yourself a little extra time in that one. All right, guys, flexibility block. Go ahead and get started.
Make up your mind what you're searching for. Sticky claim, is it vain? Do you see your name in lights? Make up your mind what you're searching for. Is it money? Is it something like freedom? Nothing against myself, but I can really see myself. Come around, come around, come around. Now I'm holding it down. I thought I was quiet, but then you brought that loud. It's instant that I mentioned. Did you know that? In a minute, I felt different. No take backs, take back. Everyone's got a little bit of magic. got nothing.